What is going on, guys? So this video is going to be just a little bit different than usual. We're using a voiceover instead of me talking throughout the whole video. So hopefully it sounds good. But anyway, we are working with the backyard pond today. We're going to be trying to see what we can exactly find in the pond. But in the meantime, we're going to start off with feeding, as we always do. Normally when I come out to the pond, I always like just trying to feed, get all the fish up to the surface, just kind of get an idea on what's actually out there on the pond. It's been a while since I walked on the west side of the pond. Usually I'm walking on like the east side of the pond, but I managed to find this frog in the ditch. I'm sure he's responsible for a whole bunch of the tadpoles. It's kind of funny watching these tadpoles struggle to swim. These guys are super tiny and they're all over the algae in the pond. I did decide to use the cast net a lot just to kind of see what I could catch. And most of the stuff that I actually caught, I caught a few minnows and then I caught a whole bunch of the bullfrog tadpoles. The minnows are getting pretty big in the pond. This cast net's just your average, less than $20 on Amazon. It's a pretty good cast net. For this cast, I managed to catch a pretty big pumpkin seed. This guy was one of the ones that we stocked last year. It's getting pretty big. Look at the size of that yellow bullhead right there. It's a nice sized bullhead catfish right there. Now after we got that bullhead, I just kind of walked around the pond, casting in a couple different spots just to kind of see what we can get. The only thing I really managed to find was more of those giant American bullfrog tadpoles. What we're going to focus on is just getting some more minnows. So I decided to switch it up a little bit. Instead of going to like the giant river, I just went to one of the smaller rivers by the house, just to kind of see like what we can get. And I managed to get about 50 smaller minnows.
Got a couple? Yeah. Okay. Yep. There you go.
That's one bucket. Now, compared to the size of minnows that you get from like the bigger river, these ones are probably about a fifth of the size. And after we got some minnows, I went to one of the local spots I like to go to, try to get some bluegills to stock in the pond as well. This pond is just absolutely filled with bluegills. I'm using a very tiny ice fishing hook with some of our redworms. It's nice soft plastic. It's probably about the size of like a standard earthworm. And I just pinched off maybe about a 1/4 inch length. All in all, we managed to get 4 of them. 2 of them, one of them got off right in the water, and then the other one fell through that gap you seen. Dude, that's how big those minnows are. Fun fact, chickens love eating minnows. We had a giant mallard drake landed in the pond, and our duck did not like it whatsoever. It's the first time I've ever seen him swim across the big part of the pond. These guys actually have a pretty good color whenever you see them underwater. Got a lot of blue in them, you'll see soon. Now the catfish that we do have in the pond, they'll eat those dead minnows. Hopefully within the next year, all of these fish that we're stocking in here, they'll be spawning. It's actually pretty fun catching these bluegills and sunfish in the pond. Look at the color on that guy right there. That's going to wrap up today's episode. Stay tuned for our next adventure.